What if I told you that millions of Americans willingly pay every month to store things they haven't touched in years? Think about that for a moment. Imagine paying rent for a room you never sleep in. Imagine spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars every year just to keep boxes you rarely open, furniture you don't use, clothes that no longer fit, and exercise equipment that has become nothing more than a dusty reminder of forgotten New Year's resolutions. It sounds irrational. Yet this is exactly what millions of people across the United States do every single month. The self-storage industry has quietly become a multi-billion-dollar business. Giant warehouses filled with rows of locked metal doors stretch across cities and suburbs, holding everything from family heirlooms to broken appliances and forgotten holiday decorations. Every month, customers continue paying their bills, even if they never visit their storage units. But why? Why would anyone pay to keep things they don't use? What makes people hold on to objects that have lost their practical value? And how did storing unused possessions become one of America's most successful businesses? The answers reveal far more than just a story about clutter. They reveal how modern consumer culture, psychology, and human emotions have combined to create an industry that profits from one of our most common habits: holding on. If you've ever looked around your own home and wondered why you're keeping things just in case, this story might feel surprisingly familiar. Drive through almost any American city, and before long you'll notice a large building surrounded by fences, security cameras, and endless rows of identical storage doors. These aren't warehouses owned by companies. They're rented by ordinary people who simply have more belongings than space to keep them. The United States has tens of thousands of self-storage facilities offering billions of square feet of rentable storage space. In fact, there is enough storage space across the country that, if divided equally, every American would have several square feet reserved just for storing extra possessions. That's an astonishing thought. An entire industry has grown around the simple idea that people own more than they can fit into their homes. The question is, how did this happen? The answer begins with the way modern life encourages consumption. A few generations ago, families bought things because they needed them. Today, shopping has become part of everyday entertainment. Sales arrive every season. Online stores make purchasing almost effortless. Advertisements constantly suggest that happiness is only one purchase away. People buy clothes they wear once. They replace perfectly working electronics simply because a newer model appears. Kitchen cabinets fill with gadgets that seemed useful in the store but rarely leave their boxes after the first week. Little by little, homes become crowded. Closets overflow. Garages disappear beneath stacks of boxes. Attics become impossible to walk through. Eventually, people reach a choice. They can either get rid of their belongings or rent more space. Surprisingly, millions choose the second option. But this isn't simply about owning too much stuff. It's about something happening inside the human mind. Psychologists have long known that people place extra value on things simply because they own them. This is called the endowment effect. The moment something becomes ours, letting it go feels harder than it should. An old chair becomes valuable because it belonged to us. A box of outdated cables suddenly feels important because one day they might come in handy. Old clothes remain hanging because we convince ourselves we'll wear them again. Broken furniture isn't thrown away because we believe we'll repair it someday. Most of these someday plans never happen. Yet the possibility is enough to keep the objects alive. Storage units don't just hold belongings, they hold future intentions. Perhaps that's why people find it so difficult to empty them. Not everything inside those units is useless, though. Many boxes contain memories. Wedding dresses carefully folded inside protective covers. Baby clothes too precious to donate. Old photo albums that capture moments no smartphone ever will. Furniture handed down through generations. Holiday decorations that remind families of childhood celebrations. military uniforms, school trophies, children's artwork. These objects may have little financial value, but emotionally they are priceless. Throwing them away can feel like throwing away a piece of life itself. That's why storage companies don't simply rent empty rooms. In many ways, they rent safe places for memories. Life itself also keeps the storage business thriving. People move to new cities for work. Students leave home for college. Couples get married. Families grow. Parents downsize after children move out. Relationships end. Military families relocate. Retirement changes living arrangements. During these transitions, people often don't know what to do with all their possessions. Selling everything takes time. Throwing things away feels painful. A storage unit offers an easy solution. At first, it's only temporary. I'll come back in a few months. I'll organize everything next summer. I'll sort through those boxes when life slows down. Months quietly become years. Automatic payments continue leaving bank accounts every month. Boxes remain unopened. Many customers eventually forget exactly what's inside. The monthly payment simply becomes another bill, much like a streaming subscription that nobody remembers canceling. That small payment rarely feels significant. Perhaps it's $70, maybe $150, sometimes much more. Over 10 years, however, those monthly charges can add up to tens of thousands of dollars. Most units contain ordinary belongings left behind by ordinary people. Still, the idea that forgotten boxes could hide extraordinary surprises continues capturing the public's imagination. In recent years, a different movement has begun challenging this culture of accumulation. Minimalism has encouraged millions to ask whether owning more actually leads to greater happiness, instead of constantly buying new possessions. Many people now focus on buying less, but choosing better. Instead of filling garages and renting storage units, they donate unused belongings, sell forgotten items, and simplify their homes. Many who embrace this lifestyle describe an unexpected benefit. They don't just gain more physical space, they gain mental space as well. Without endless clutter demanding attention, life often feels calmer and easier to manage. Perhaps the greatest lesson hidden inside America's storage industry isn't about boxes or warehouses at all. It's about human nature. People don't rent storage because they're irresponsible. They rent storage because they're hopeful. Hopeful they'll use those camping supplies again. Hopeful they'll lose enough weight to wear old clothes. Hopeful they'll repair broken furniture. Hopeful they'll return to hobbies they've abandoned. Hopeful they'll preserve memories that matter. The next time you drive past rows of storage units, remember that each metal door represents far more than extra space. It represents the modern struggle between what we own and what we truly need. Maybe the real question isn't why Americans spend billions storing things they never use. Maybe the better question is this: if letting go is so difficult, are we really owning our possessions, or have our possessions quietly begun owning us? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.